right, tonight is July 14th. It is now 7 p.m. So we will call our Raymore Arts Commission meeting to order. Melissa, if I could have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Barry,
Present.
Commissioner Young,
Present.
Commissioner Simpson,
Present.
Commissioner Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Gribble, Commissioner Setzer.
Present.
All right, we have a quorum. So if everyone could please stand with me and we will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to see everybody here in good health, trying to figure out everything through all this madness. Albeit we have no one in the audience, we will move past public comments and presentations and go straight into committee updates. So Bob, I will turn it over to you for the Public Art Committee update, please.
Thanks. It'll be pretty quick. We did not meet. We tabled everything for the next meeting. We had a couple of, I guess, house cleaning issues. We were just little bits of stuff, but we're not ready to talk about that yet. We'll do that next time. Thanks.
Good deal. All righty, so we will move right into staff reports. Melissa, I will let you take it over from here.
Thank you. I'm gonna forward here to the budget. Excuse my scrolling. Huh? Are you not over? Screen. Well, I know you're seeing it. I'm not seeing what I'm showing to you.
Yeah, we have the regular agenda up right now.
Okay, let me change that over. Operate. Broadcast screen. Did anything change? Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so here is the budget. I just wanted to let you know. I know that we need to talk about what we want to do with some of this extra money that we aren't able to use because we can't have events. We'll have a couple little opportunities before the end of the year, I'm sure, but I wanted to, I know that we will, Mr. Jones and I talked about having a work session for the September meeting. So if we could be thinking ahead, maybe we can figure out what to do with some of that money. And under the circumstances, I know that we may be able to reserve some. We may be able to get permission to reserve some for next year. So we definitely, there's no entertainment scheduled for the farmers market. The Sounds of South Kansas City Community Band is not a go this year. We aren't really having any family art days, but we do have some possibility for Parks and Rec arts program sponsorships if they do run in the fall, which I think would be a really good way to get our name out there if we, supplied some of the art supplies for some of these classes, and then that would make us a sponsor. Anyway, so that's really what I have. We so far have used just about $3,000. I did spend $30 on Facebook ads promoting our Little Free Library information and our, that we were included in the local artist book and the acknowledgments. And I actually got really great, that post reached a lot of people, so I thought it was a good investment considering we're not spending money on a whole lot of other things. Okay, so that's what I have for the budget. So just, I know that things are still kind of up in the air with what we can and cannot do, but we will, if you could just be thinking of ways that we might be able to use some of that money before the end of the year. And excuse me, I'm going to scroll back up. The other thing I wanted to talk about, or that's it on my staff report for that, if anyone has any questions. Yes.
I got a quick question about the Little Free Library. I know we offered for the people who did not win the overall, that we would help them with part of their purchase. And last I had heard, we hadn't had really any takers yet.
No.
Do we have a time limit for that? So if
We
that turns into something, or I mean, if no one claims it, can we then say, okay, let's go look for the second one?
Sure.
Okay.
And what I would suggest is that we did have really great applications. So if that's something you wanted to pursue before the end of the fiscal year, I would like to just pull from those applications. Because I emailed every HOA, POA, I sent them letters in the mail. So I think that there's no way that any of them didn't know about this unless they just didn't have any contact information available, which most of them I did have it for.
And there might be an issue with board meetings right now too, so there might
Yes.
be a little bit of lag.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, no, so far, the other three have not taken us up on that offer, and I believe they had until September or the very beginning of October to do that. I did send an email yesterday asking the Point at Raymore where they were in the process, but I haven't yet heard back. So I know that when I talked to them a few weeks ago, they were ordering the Little Free Library, and they really wanted to kind of get it done quickly, but it's, been super hot, and, so hopefully I'll have an update by the time we meet again, for sure.
Any other questions? Melissa, we'll let you move on to the GO bond update.
Great. I just wanted to share some information. All of you received your mailers in the mail. If not, I have extras. Great. So I just wanted to go over some of these things, just pure information for you. If either one or either question 1 or question 2 does pass, then this could mean some bigger events that we might want to be planning in the future at Hawk Ridge Park at the amphitheater. So hopefully this shows up correctly for you. This is an interactive map I really wanted to show to council last night, but the projector would not show it correctly. And actually this isn't either, so maybe we're too, well, you know what? It's the browser. That's great. Anyway, never mind, I won't be showing this to you. So if you look at this on probably any other computer or any other browser, then you're gonna be good. But I wanted to quickly go over, question 1 is, I know Ward Road has been a big topic for many years. The projects included in question 1, it's more than $17.5 million for street improvements over the next several years in and around Raymore. So question 1, streets, the first project is Ward Road. It would completely reconstruct Ward Road from 58 Highway to the District 3 Water Tower with the full urban street plan, which includes turn lanes at major intersections and a sidewalk on one side and a trail on the other. We fully intend to reconstruct Ward Road all the way to 163rd, that section after the water tower up till you get to 163rd Street. We are reliant on a cost share agreement with the county, and it may be just the reconstruction without the extra trail, sidewalk, but it would be more than just a patch job. So our intention is to go all the way to 163rd. It just depends on what kind of cooperation and agreement we can come to with the county, but 100% definitely going to get to that water tower. I-49 widening, this depends on if we get a build grant, but it's a cost share with Belton and Cass County. And this would widen I-49 from 155th Street all the way down to North Cass Parkway. I've been in that bottleneck before, so I know that that is something that would make it faster to get home from 49. Kurzweil Road, it's the complete reconstruction. It's kind of same as the Ward Road. It would raise it out of the floodplain and add turn lanes at the main intersections. Johnston Drive extension. Map doesn't help, but yeah, this would help folks from that neighborhood get to the outer road a little bit easier, and it's a pretty small section of road to complete. Now 163rd Street and Sunset Lane are what would potentially bring an extra parking lot to the east side of Hawk Ridge Park. So if these two streets are extended to meet up north, Sunset Lane up from Price Chopper straight up, that would be an extra entrance into Hawk Ridge Park. And then there's streetlights to Silver Lake and Heritage Hills neighborhoods on that question 1. And moving into question 2, parks. Centerview Phase 2, this project would add trail connections and lighting in an outdoor event space to complement the indoor event space. I know that at our summer concerts, it's a great space, but we didn't have any lights. So that would really enhance the outdoor lighting for an event space outside. And then also at the City Hall Trails and Plaza, the pond, the empty pond you see behind you, behind the parking lot for the police station, would be filled in, and a patio would be created to create a gathering space behind City Hall, which if the farmers market does stay here, then that would make it a lot easier to have entertainment and and a little extra space for sure. The Raymore Activity Center expansion is also on question 2, and this would double the size of the rack, add a basketball court, classroom, yoga workout studio to the existing building. The classroom could potentially be used for some arts programs, possibly. It's expanded. The plan is to expand it to the west, kind of make a mirror image of what they have now, and where the offices, bathrooms, and storages would be like the spaces for the yoga studio and the classroom. The West Hawk Ridge Park improvements would connect the parking lot at Johnston Parkway, where the shelter is now, and include a drive that would lead up to the soccer fields that are on the west side that you enter in from Loris. And it would create a new parking lot at the soccer fields, bathroom, loop trail around the fields, and irrigation quick couplers, which I'm sure are very important for the fields. And also probably for spraying down the kids at the mud run every year. And then the amphitheater improvements would add a parking lot that would coincide with the Sunset Lane extension from question 1 if it passes. And then we would have drinking water right at the amphitheater and irrigation for that lawn area. So I just wanted to make sure that you were knew about these. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. But I just wanted to kind of go over this so that you're aware of it. And if anyone does ask, I mean, personally, if you're for it or against it, you could totally do that. But as a representative, as a commission member of the city, you have to be completely neutral and just share information. So that's all I have on that.
Did anybody have any questions?
I have a question, not particularly related to the bonds, but is the amphitheater fully functional now, and has Parks and Rec set the price structure?
We actually, yes, we just did. It is, the electrics all run and everything. We have had a couple small events there, like private rentals. Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of inquiries for future events, like small weddings and things like that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we will move to the consent agenda. The only thing we have on the consent agenda is approval of the May meeting minutes, since we didn't have a meeting in June. So if I could have a motion to approve those minutes, please.
So moved.
Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Passes unanimous. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, now we will move into unfinished business. which it looks like we don't have any unfinished business, so we will move to new business. So what we have here is an amendment to the bylaws regarding attendance to align with the city ordinance. So I guess for the lack of better words, we had brought in a new commissioner, and she wasn't able to fulfill her duties, and we didn't have any contact. So we basically needed to create an amendment to make sure that we kind of cover our bases. So, Melissa, I'll kind of let you kind of go into a little bit more detail.
Sure, and really, yeah, you said it. It really is in the city's code of ordinances pertaining to specifically to the Arts Commission that if you miss 3 consecutive regular meetings or 6 regular meetings through the year, then you're kind of need to be done. So all we're doing is we're not changing any rules, but we are just changing our bylaws to reflect the rule that's already listed in the code of ordinances. So it's that's really it. And I know that sometimes things come up and you can't make it, but if you miss half the year, then maybe it isn't for you.
Okay. If I could get a motion to approve.
I have a question, actually. Just probably a clarification. So 3 consecutive regular meetings, should that be 3 consecutive held regular meetings? I know especially with this group
Right.
being one that doesn't.
I'm not counting the months that we
Right.
couldn't meet. Sure, and if someone someone really had a concern about being here tonight, that would be excused and that would be okay.
Right, that's what I just
Yeah.
wanted,
Absolutely.
I know sometimes we could go 2 or 3 months without potentially even having a meeting if.
Right.
we had
I definitely
some
would not
lack
want to
of-
get rid of all of you if we could.
No, I wouldn't either, but you know what I mean, just a
Absolutely.
kind of caveat thing, so, okay, great.
All right. If I could have a motion to approve.
So moved.
And a second.
Second,
All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Passes unanimous. We will move on to the next order of new business, which is a sponsorship for the Spirit of America celebration, which has been moved to September 11th at Rec Park. Looks like the sponsorship that is being requested is $500. Melissa, I'll let you go into any detail you may want to provide.
Sure. So this is we of course moved our celebration to September 11th to honor Patriot Day when we couldn't hold it on the originally scheduled date of July 2nd. And I know that I had Commissioner Setzer had put me in touch with a member of the American Legion Band of Greater Kansas City that kind of a lot like the Sounds of South Kansas City Community Band. And I thought that, we wanted to kind of have them out this summer at the amphitheater, really to kind of kick things off. And when that wasn't really possible, we did try, but they still aren't able to get together to practice. They practice in Kansas. Anyway, so I thought that, we were far enough out that since we don't have any events set in stone, this event hopefully will go on as planned. And that it's a way for us to kind of have a presence, or the Arts Commission to have a presence at the event by sponsoring this band. It would be the first band to, start at 6 o'clock. We don't know right now if it's going to be the full ensemble or maybe a smaller group. And I mean, either way, I think I'm okay with. That's why I said it would be up to $500 that we would donate or make the donation for them to come to be a sponsor. So, and again, they don't charge a fee. They're all volunteers. So it's really to cover some of their music and travel costs.
Did anybody have any questions? Okay. If I could get a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
And a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Passes unanimous. Thank you, guys. We will now move into commissioner comments. And Pat, we'll start with you.
I got comments. Let me get my stuff here. I've been talking with Stephen Rue, who's the choir director at the high school, and St. Paul's Methodist. We've been talking about the 3rd annual sing-along. And how to do it, if we can't get there, and we've got it set up so if it can be held there, we'll do it, and if not, it's going virtual, and it will be on Facebook and the St. Paul's site, and we have a date and a time. It is Monday, December 7th at 3:30 to 4:30, so we can advertise that, so no matter what's going on, there's going to be some singing. And people can, anybody, even if it's held live, if someone can't make it for whatever reason and we have bad weather that day, who knows? You can turn in 2 different places and see it and see the words and hear the accompaniment and sing along. So it's worked out.
Anything else, Pat?
That'll do it.
I like it. I appreciate you. Jim?
No comments here.
Ms. Pam?
We've been brainstorming at home. I've had my son in residence for about 6 weeks, and he's a singer with no place to sing because he had 5 gigs canceled. And we did, in June, we did a concert on our deck, which sounds crazy, but we invited a few friends and family, and some neighbors appreciated it. And we started talking about the amphitheater and maybe something that could be done for the community when he returns in the fall. So that we're playing around with that. If anybody has any ideas how to play, he's an operatic tenor, but he sings, excuse me, he sings musical theater, standards, all that kind of stuff. He thought about contacting his friend Stephen Rue and seeing if he wanted to get some high school kids involved, excuse me, no voice, appropriately spaced but not masked to sing. Those are my comments.
Thank you, Mel. Mr. Young?
No real comments, just thanks, Melissa, for all your hard work on getting this set up and keeping us moving forward.
Mr. Berry?
I'll just echo what he said. Thanks to staff and thanks to everybody for being here. Good seeing you.
Okay. I will start by saying basically what you just said, which is thank you guys for continuing to kind of hang in there. This has been a absolutely insane year. There was a lot of opportunity taken away from us when I think we wanted to go bigger than we have in the past. But nonetheless, we are where we are. I encourage you guys, just like Pam did, just like Pat did, to get creative. Because I do believe there are still some opportunities. I will be emailing this week just a couple of ideas just for you guys to stew on. I'll email you guys as a group. Because one of the biggest things I want you guys to think about is how can we still be a presence? Because there is still art going on. So, whether it's sponsoring or whatever the case may be, there's still some opportunities that we can capitalize on just to kind of, keep our names, out there. So, when we get an opportunity to connect in September in our work session, I definitely want to expand and get creative and really get outside the box and see what opportunities are out there for us despite all of this. That is all that I have. If nobody has anything, I would like a motion to it. Oh, Melissa, yes.
I'm sorry, I have one thing. Next month, we would be electing our chair and co-chair. So that's coming up again. Mm-hmm. So, and we do have quite a bit that will be on the agenda for next month, for sure. And as you were, Pam, talking about your son, that reminded me, well before all this COVID-19 started, I had an email from the owner, I believe it's Bill Johnson with Southland Conservatory of Music. He was interested in getting some of his old students together that have kind of stayed in professionals in music, to have a kind of a fundraiser concert for the Hawks Nest Inclusive Playground at the amphitheater. And so we do have this money, and I know it's hard to kind of start that so soon, but really he was going to have everybody He had old students that were interested in playing without being paid. We can't really have a ticketed event out there because people could just walk in from any direction. But we could find a way to encourage donations, and the only cost he would really need covered would be the sound system. So that would be something we could probably easily cover. He was talking about September. Toward the end of September, I think might be nice. There's not going to be a Raymore Festival or Fall Festival this year, but also our positive case counts are getting up there in the county, even though it's still relatively low in Raymore. We do have to kind of see what the next month or so brings us, but if that is a possibility, just please keep that in the back of your mind, and maybe we can revisit that even next month before the work session.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we could work together on these. My son too said, no, I don't want any pay. I want to do a community event, and I had suggested to him the Hawk Ridge Park.
Excellent.
The playground, so, yeah, and he has contacts. He did his undergrad at UMKC. He may still have contacts. I don't know.
Good deal. Does anybody have anything else? Okay, if not, can I get a motion to adjourn our meeting?
So moved.
In a second. Thank you, ma'am. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Passes unanimous, and we are adjourned. Thank you guys again. Be safe.